Hello everyone, welcome back to Aishu's States and Kids Canvas. Welcome to Chitradurga, the city of bold stones, timeless courage, and the untold legends. A land where nature sculpts history and every rock has witnessed centuries of story. In the previous video, I had visited to Chitradurga fort and the place we were at, and in this journey, I'll explore the serene Chandravalli Lake, step into the mystical hidden cave beneath it, and end our day seeking blessings at the sacred Chamdeshwari temple, the divine protector of this Chitradurga land. So come along and let's wander through the soul of this particular beautiful Chitradurga. Near our hotel, there was a small pond and it had a temple over there. So we thought of visiting this temple before planning ahead. So these are the visuals you can see. As you start walking through the road, this landscape changes into a stone stack into hills, and you start to sense the timeless energy of this place. Chitradurga has seen it all, from the rule of Mayuras, Satvahanas to the might of the Vijayanagara Empire, and later on Nayaka dynasty, who built the grand fort that still watches over the town. Tucked between three hills, Chitradurga, Kirupananagara and Jolagutta, lies the Chandravalli Lake. As the name indicates, that means the moon-shaped valley. This Chandravalli Lake, and one glance, explains why it is so called. This Chandravalli Lake isn't just the nature's beauty, but it is also an ancient archaeological site. Upon excavation here, people have uncovered poetry, coins, jewelry, and even the Roman artifacts, which are the proofs that this region was a bustling trading center more than 2000 years ago. This temple is so special that this god has its own Kalyani right in front of its temple. It was a very mystical moment for me because it was so pure water and we didn't get to see the god because it was closed, and it will be opening around 3 or 4 hours late. So we had to go back and plan our day, and also visiting the Chandravalli Lake. So we left the place and we had one last glaze at the temple, and we returned to the hotel. We got fresh up and got ready to move on to the next adventure. And also we vacated the room that day. We finally reached the Chandravalli Lake. This Chandravalli Lake, what it seems like a peaceful lake today, was once a flourishing settlement. This site tells us that Chitradurga wasn't just a fort town, also it was a vibrant cultural hub. As I mentioned earlier, archaeologists found so many things here. Also, they found Roman coins here, suggesting that the traders from the west once reached these very shores. And this lake was also served as a life source of many. Chitradurga, just imagine. Monks meditating by its banks, traders exchanging stories, kings resting after battles, and each ripple in the water carries a memory of the past. Even today, the tranquility here is almost spiritual, the kind of makes you forget the present times. For this particular lake, there is no entry fees or anything kind of such. Let's view this lake and serene. Wow, look at it. It is so beautiful and calm, and the ambience is so good that even though it is very hot there, but it was very peaceful in mind. Let's enjoy the moment for a while and appreciate the environment around here. It's quite a place, even though it is very hot here, we can see most greeneries here. Also, I would suggest that you carry a sun protect all products, sunscreen, hat, and also carry your own UV protect umbrella. This bird gave us the best moment of the life. After the peaceful lake view, what lies hidden beside this peaceful lake is even more fascinating. A mysterious cave that takes us deep into the heart of history. Right next to the Chandravalli Lake stands the entrance to the Ankali mud cave. At first glance, it looks like a simple temple, and that is inside a stone cave or a simple stone opening temple. But if you step inside and you're feeling like you're walking through the centuries. On the way to the Ankali temple, there are lots of sitting arrangements done here. If you feel tired, you can sit here and observe this Chandravalli Lake and its beauty. And this particular place is maintained very well. And this is the history behind this Chandravalli Lake. In this, it is said that before calling it as a Chandravalli Lake, it was called by another name. Later on, it was called as Chandravalli Lake. So, in this excitement, we walked towards the cave temple. We found some birds. One of my favorite is that observing the nature, animals, fur buddies, birds. The feeling I get in this kind of environment, it is priceless. It's a priceless thing. Let's move on. Towards the cave temple, there is this beautiful steps, and I kind of feel like it is a shooting space for so many movies or any serials. In Chamdebetta, that is in Mysore, there also we have a cave temple. There it is a Shiva temple, and I don't know what temple here it might be. So with wandering thoughts, we were climbing the steps, and also we were observing the lake, how beautifully it was turning. On the top, we can see the entire Chandravalli Lake. In Chamdi Hills, we can find this cave temple near the Nandi Hills. If people doesn't know, you definitely visit that cave temple near the Nandi. You can see, wow, it's so beautiful. Let's move on. As soon as we enter, we found some people talking over there. And one guy came up and asked for, do you need a guide? And we were like, do we need a guide for this particular place? And we thought of taking one. And we are glad that we took a guide for this particular adventure. So this is right next to the Chandravalli Lake, stands the entrance to the Ankali mud cave. At first glance, I thought only this much is this cave, but if you step inside, you should see all the magical feeling you'll get. Let's explore. These caves were once used by the saints and monks for meditation, and later on, it was used by royal messengers as a secret hideouts. The air is so cool and heavy, filled with silence that feels ancient, cravings on the walls, faint drawings and tiny meditation chamber reveal that this was once a spiritual hub, which is possibly dating back to the 2nd century, that is BC. This person explained so well that each and every chamber is curated such a way that it was like a pathshala. It believed that the tunnel once connected to several hills. Some say they stretch for nearly a kilometer underground. Though most passages which are connected are now closed, but what is remaining is enough to spark the wonder and curiosity. The air inside feels still almost a secret. You'll see tiny chambers with lots of carved into stones where monks once meditated in silence. Inscriptions and drawings found on these walls tell stories of ancient faith and royal patronage. Walking through these stone corridors, you feel something shift, as if time slows down and whispers from the past surrounds you. Each mark on the wall, each curve of the tunnel carries centuries of devotion and secrecy. Historians believe that these caves date back to the 2nd centuries. Some inscriptions mention names linked to the Satavahana dynasty. During the Vijayanagara period, these caves were said to be used as secret shelters for spiritual masters and even a safe passage during the wars. As we wander in all the chambers, each chamber is well connected to one another and also provided with steps. And I don't know how, and those periods people used to live here, learn here, meditate here, and to find that enlightenment, they used to live here. They also used to have a kitchen where they used to cook food there and eat it with along the disciples. There were a separate chamber for Guru and also separate chambers for all the disciples. Also they had a bath area they used to get freshen up and all. This chamber is the chamber of Guru where he used to sleep there, and some places where we can keep the lamps for the light in the night time. Some paintings and the colors still look fresh, and it was made it in a very recent time. That's the beauty of the ancient technology. My beautiful young lady, she used to fear darkness, even the slightest darkness. She was so brave here. She walked through all the chambers, all the thing, and we had a moment where our guide made us to feel how was inside this cave, that is without the light, and to observe the silence in that chamber. Though that particular chamber was so dark and it was no sound at all. We felt that mystical movement was so magical. We couldn't even imagine the people how they were used to live here, preparing food there, bathing there, learning knowledge from the Guruji, and also understanding the outside world within this cave. Whereas us in this generation, we feel trapped, even though if there is a power and no internet, our life is doomed. Some people say history repeats itself, but I don't know how long we can be in this beautiful, peaceful life we have now. And I hope this will be same for the next generation, that is upcoming generation too. I'm literally worried about the next generation. So in this particular passage, there are back side two doors, front side two doors. But both two doors can be connected and you can come to the same chamber by using the both entrances. This place or this chamber is used by the Swamiji, where he used to sleep here. Our guide called it a Simhasana. Simhasana, it is given to a high profile person to be seated on, but this is a bed of stone. Also, Swamiji had statues of gods, but now it is not there due to the invasion and all. Every day the Swamiji or the saint used to do the worshipping rituals. As I mentioned earlier, the paintings and the sculpture or the carvings, they are still intact. Especially they had a green and red color paintings in all over the chambers. Even the bed they made, it had its own pillow, and pillow it is also made out of stone by carving. It is connected to royal chamber. The secret messenger can exit through this entrance. So how the people used to identify this? Because they had a symbol over there, the lion symbol. That is the chamber or the entrance used by only the royal people. So this is the moment where I felt the most darkness. He literally turned off his torch. Even my phone torch was off. I only recorded the moment. Just observe. My husband literally enjoyed this darkness because he loves to stay in this kind of scenario. But I and my daughter felt so afraid. It was not even 30 seconds, it was just few seconds. But still, how are the people were living? That's the exact question I have. This is the Gurukula chamber where Swamiji used to preach his ideology to the students or disciples. And one final glance at the caves, passages, ideology and the technology at that moment feels so great. Now we are going back. Emerging back into the light after the darkness of the cave feels like walking from an ancient dream. After this mystery of Chandravalli and its cave, we next went to We went to have a Chandralingeshwara darshan. And we headed back to our car to the next stop with heart full of history and mind full of peaceness. Our next stop is the famous Ellamma temple in the town. Unfortunately, we didn't get the darshana because it was closed, and we headed back to our hometown. Thank you so much for watching.